Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome to the offseason after season 4 and 1 game away from a Super Bowl appearance. And wow, did we come up short. But this offseason is all about retaining talent and building with the youth. And just looking at all of our guys we had to resign, we have a lot. I mean, quite a bit. At receiver, Mecole Hardman and Marvin Jones. Defensive backs, Quandre Diggs, Big Play Slay, Chris Harris Jr. We need to retain a lot of this talent. Jesse James at tight end. Jared Davis will be a free agent once again. Amani Hooker, Amani Arouarie. I mean, just everybody is going to be a free agent. So let's start out at defensive back. Now, Darius Slay, I do want to keep him around. I honestly want to make him a lifelong Lion. I don't want him to go. So he will be our #1 priority in the re-signing phase. But Chris Harris Jr., I'm going to let walk because remember last season we drafted a young cornerback in Vincent McLeod. He is a star development, 24 years old now, but he's got 95 speed. He's not going to get burnt. The problem is he doesn't have a good zone and good play rec, but I still do believe in him, and I do want to build with him. Justin Coleman is getting older as well. He is only 74 overall. At 30 years old, I don't see any value in him. But I do see value in 25-year-old Tim Jackson. He has been on the squad for the last 3 years. He's undrafted. He will be a depth guy, probably the 4th or 3rd corner, so I will depend on him. He's only 71 overall. I want to get him some playing time and get him some more XP. So let's start with Big Play Slay. And looking at him, he wants a 1-year contract, but I want to lock him up for 2 because I want to guarantee that I'm going to have him, and I don't mind overpaying. 2 years, $11 million, that'll be $30 million total. So let's just see if he accepts this offer. We're going to kind of open up the cap for him, and look at this. He does re-sign, so we do get him re-signed. Well, let's go over to safety now. Quandre Diggs and also Amani Hooker. I want to go for age here. Amani Hooker wants 4 years out of this deal, and Quandre Diggs wants a 3-year, about $16 million deal. You know what? I actually like that, but I think we can probably get him cheaper on the open market. So I'm actually going to let him go into free agency. That means I got to go after Amani Hooker, though. I'm going to re-sign him and lock him up. He doesn't want that much money. It's $12 million over 4 years. I don't mind that at all. I do want it to be a shorter term because I don't want to be strapped down by him. So I'm going to offer him a 3-year, about $9.5 million. See what he thinks about that, and he will sign that. So we lock him up for 3 years. If anything, he'll be a great backup if we find a better safety. But right now, we have him for the next 3 years. Also, let's get Tim Jackson signed up. His contract is up. I want him until about age 28, 29 on a really cheap deal. 4 years, $6.8 million. So that way we have 3 cornerbacks who we can depend on. Now that leads me to receiver now. Well, Marvin Jones is really old. 33 years old now. 78 overall. He's not even in the 80 overall range anymore, only because of morale. But he's declining, and that's the thing. He is declining. He does want, let's see, what did he want? He wanted I believe it was a multi-year deal. Let's go back to that. So he wanted he only wanted a 1-year deal worth $4 million. That's actually not bad at all. If he wants that on the open market, I'm pretty sure I'll give that to him. Mecole Hardman as well. I honestly think I can try and let these guys walk and just try to get them on the open market and see what I can do there, because I do like both of those guys. But I do need to lock up my kicker here, Joe Gammon. He has 92 kick power. Let's just lock him up really quick. He's 72 overall, but I don't mind that. And let's get him re-signed. So looking at the free agency class going into season 5, well, it's not very impressive. The top free agent here is Michael Pierce. He is 30 years old. Rodney Hudson. Mack is still a free agent. Rashawn Gary, Nyheim Hines. Josh Jacobs is even a free agent. And just going through all these guys, not really too many impressive guys. You see our guys here, Chris Harris and Quandre Diggs. Diggs he has 3 offers already. Looks like he's a hot commodity after his recent seasons. Jesse James looks like he's being courted by the Steelers again, and Mecole Hardman, no offers yet. So this isn't a very deep class, and I think we might have kind of our pick of the litter because not a lot of teams are kind of going after some of these guys. But our guys, look at this. Jarrad Davis got an offer from Jacksonville. I mean, all of our guys look like they're pretty primed in free agency, but nobody else really is. So first, let's look at Mecole Hardman. Now, he's looking for a 3-year deal worth $13.8 million. I just don't think I'm going to pay him that much. Let's lowball him, and honestly, if we're the only offer, he'll just accept it. And we're going to give him a 2-year, $9 million deal, so a little less money, also less years, and see how that lines up. So we get 77 total points. It's not bad. I actually signed some guys a couple of last off seasons with offers like that and the amount of points. Now, looking at tight end, Jesse James is the top tight end. Ricky Seals-Jones not too far behind. But I do want to highlight a couple of guys here that I think I might go after. First is Dawson Knox. Now, he is 26 years old, from Mississippi, Ole Miss. He's got good speed and good catching. That's one thing I like about him. His catching traffic is 78, but he can move. And I might actually go after him. But the other guy I'm looking at here is Josh Oliver from our San Jose State Dynasty, if you are following that. He's pretty good. 85 speed, 89 catching, 84 catching traffic, and a little bit better. And he is mid-20s, 26 years old. I actually like this. So, you know what? I'm going to sign him to maybe a 1-year deal and offer him about, I'll say, just a $2 million deal. I mean, I think that's really fair. Offer him $2 million. There we go. We can give him more of a bonus here. So make it $2 million even. See what we do for a 1-year contract. Only 50 total points. I'm fine with that. He's not a top free agent anyway. So if we don't get him, we don't get him. Rashawn Gary is going to be the highest commodity, the hottest commodity at left outside linebacker because of his pass rushing skills. You see, he has 3 teams going after him, and I mentioned that I might be trading or thinking about trading Samson Ebukam. So I think Shaquille Barrett is a good option here. He is 30 years old. He's asking for a little more than what I would want to give him, so I'm gonna lowball him for sure. Let's give him about a, well, let's say just a $2 million contract, another $2 million contract. I think that's good enough, to be honest. He's 30 years old, and let's just look at his ratings. He is the number 29 ranked left outside linebacker. He's just an all-around rusher, and I like that. Block shedding at 81, pretty good speed, pretty good tackling, pretty good pursuit. I mean, that's what you want out of a pass rusher, especially at linebacker. So I'm gonna make him that offer and see what he thinks. I guess I got to adjust that when you switch the tabs. So I'll offer him like around this right here. So like a 1-year, $2 million deal. See how he does in 1 year and kind of go from there. So I still do need to add some depth at linebacker. So looking at right outside, you can see Ja'Kai Polite is the hottest commodity here at right outside linebacker. Duke, I don't even know how to say that last name. I'm sorry, I do not know how to say that last name. I'm not even going to try. But then coming down here and just looking at some other guys, one guy that really caught my eye is Anthony Hitchens here. And the reason why is because he's a superstar X Factor, and specifically, he is not just a normal X Factor. He has the ability for selfless, which if he gets in the zone, he activates everybody else's abilities. So I am actually going to go after him simply because of that. It looks like all he needs is hit stick tackles, and I feel like that's pretty easy to get. I mean, with his hit power at 85, I don't think this is a bad signing at all. And getting him to, I'd even sign him to a 2-year deal, to be honest, but I'm just going to sign him to a 1 and see how it works. And I'm going to sign him to that exact same offer I'm offering everybody else, that 1-year, $2 million deal. And I'll kind of build through the draft. And look, I get 97 points with him, so he could be easily on his way. Cornerback is a little slim, and I'm going to actually choose to pass on cornerbacks in free agency because nobody here really sticks out. And like I said, I have young cornerbacks to build around. And I just don't feel the need to go after any of these guys, and mainly because you can find this type of talent in the draft, to be honest with you. And then looking at safety, I kind of see the same thing. I think Gardner Johnson is the one guy we would perhaps go after, but we have Tracy Walker, who looks like the exact same overall skill level as the top safeties here. And then at strong safety, Quandre Diggs is there. And we do want to kind of replace him. I'm thinking about going after Jonathan Abram. He's still 26 years old. He is the hard hitter. He plays for Oakland in real life. I mean, bad zone, but it can get better a little bit. Hit power, though, at 88. I would need that zone to be up a little more, but I might sign him just for depth purposes and kind of have him and Amani Hooker back there. And if I do get him, it'll probably be for, I'll give him what he wants here on a 1-year deal. But I think right now, I think I will go after him just as another guy to have as depth just in case of injury. Let's just go after him on a 1-year deal as well. So after advancing, we sign a punter to a cheap deal. Miko Harmon accepts the contract. He's back with us. Anthony Hitchens is also there, and so is Jonathan Abrams. So all of our guys that we really needed, I do need to get these ends as well. Josh Oliver is still mulling our offer here. We are the only offer, but at 50 points. And then Shaquille Barrett is still there. So now that I have a couple of guys signing in free agency, and I'm looking at Shaq Barrett next, Samson Ebukam has, I believe, 2 years left on his deal. Let's just check out his contract. I believe he has 2 years left. He has 1 year left. So he will be a 1-year guy for whatever team he may go to next. But, you know, I just don't know, man. I mean, this guy wasn't really that good to me. He let's just look at his career stats here with us the last couple of years. So 4 sacks and 5 sacks respectively. I just don't think that's enough to get it done, and I don't really need his services. He is a number 7 ranked left outside linebacker in the league, so we're gonna trade him away and try to get a 1st round pick out of him. All right, there we go. We throw him a 6th round pick, and we do get that last 27th pick in the draft in the 1st round. So I'm not mad at that at all. So Anthony Ying does sign a 4-year, $4 million deal, and Shaq Barrett does sign with us as well. So we're looking in good shape. At least we're just adding depth, and I'm really looking forward to this draft because we will look at the picks we have next. But just looking at who's left, Josh Jacobs is still there. I mean, that's crazy. And so is Chris Harris. And seeing him there makes me want to go after him because the Falcons are the only team right now. But I got to admit, I don't know if we truly need him. Marvin Jones is actually still there. He might actually just re-sign with us if we do give him a low deal. And just looking at everybody else, I mean, not too many guys left that, you know, I want to go after. Maybe even Miles Sanders, though. I really like Miles Sanders in real life. So right now, I think I'm preparing for the draft, and I think I'm going to advance to that now. So let's move on to the draft. So the last guy to sign is Josh Oliver. He does commit to that contract. So we have 49 guys on our roster going into the draft. And let's just look at our draft picks. And I'm honestly just adding talent. I think that will just work with building this team. I think this team is built pretty well. And let's just look at it. So we have 2 first-round picks, 27 and 29, a 3rd, 2 4s, a 6, and a 7. And honestly, this draft is so deep, I'm going to be trying to trade into earlier rounds because I just want to give you guys a glimpse of just what my board looks like right now. I have not ordered it at all, but you can see, look at the projections based on round. Marlon Yarbrough is our top recruit, obviously, our top prospect, obviously. I'm going to probably try to snag him in probably the 3rd round, make sure he does not go past that. And then I want to highlight Ali Gray. Now, let's just look at his draft projection. Right now, he is projected to go at the end of the 1st round at pick 28, but he had a combine grade of 7.2. And look at that combine report. I mean, this might be the greatest combine I may have ever seen. And just looking at him, he is an early 1st round talent. This would be a game changer. So at around pick 10, I will be likely trying to trade up to make sure he does not go before us because he's projected at pick 28. We have pick 27, but I'm going to start to get nervous once I see some defensive players going off the board. So the Steelers have the number 1 pick, and it looks like maybe Gilbert Saunders will go there. He's the top-rated cornerback. But Chris Sampson is pretty good as well. 21, he's 6'5". He didn't have the greatest of combines. His combine grade is actually 7.2. So let's just see what they do here. And let's just advance to the next pick and see what happens. And they do go Gilbert Saunders. He ends up being 76 overall. Let's just sim the next 5 picks because I will not be trading up into the top 5. Let's see who the next team goes after. The Cowboys go Manny Skinner, 76 overall. I just want to see what the overalls look like in these first 5 picks. Derek Swift, the left end out of Wisconsin, goes to, I believe that was the Falcons. And then Terrence Marshall, there he is, goes to the New York Jets. And one more, the Broncos. Kedrick Kirby, a wide receiver. It looks like the wide receivers are really deep in this draft. He's 76 overall. All right, so we're at pick 10, and Ali Gray is still on the board. 19 more picks, it looks like, till he's projected to go. But I'm going to let it go to about pick 15, and then I think I'm going to trade up for him. So we're at pick 15, and I think that I'm going to try to trade for this pick. The Saints have it. I'm going to trade them our first-round pick that we just acquired, the 27th pick, and a 4th rounder. Let's see if they accept that. No, they don't. So we got to throw in some more here. And honestly, I said I wanted to kind of trade into this draft. So I'm going to at least try to move up here. So maybe a 7th will be added to that. And let's see how they accept that. But no, we're going to have to maneuver something a little better. So we're not able to work out a deal with the Saints. It seems like they just want a little too much, so they do go offensive line. So I'm going to try for each team and see if we can get them now with the Giants. All right, so we come to an agreement for that 16th pick. And Adric Donnelly had a short career with us. He didn't really touch the field too much. The first couple of games he did, but then never really saw the field after that. So he will be going over to the Giants, who were in need of a right outside linebacker. They also get a 3rd round pick next draft and a 1st round pick, the 27th pick this year. And with pick 16, I'm looking at Ali Gray. And let's just look at the players that I'm also considering this high, because there are a lot of 1st round guys like Jamarcus Robbins here, but I don't think he's as talented, but he is a 1st round pick, an early 1st rounder. But I am also counting on Vincent McLeod to also be this kind of talent as well, and I don't really see the need for him. Another 1st round guy here, Bruce Proctor, but the thing is, I just do not want to spend an early 1st round pick on him. So I'm looking at Ali Gray. And another guy I'm looking at here, Raheem Holiday. Look at Holiday. He is a mid-1st round talent. If he drops down to our next pick, I'm definitely probably going him. But Ali Gray looks like the pick here. He is an early 1st round talent. Let's just see the results here as we sign him up on the Lion squad. He ends up being 76 overall hidden dev trait. The zone definitely needs to get up, but the man isn't bad. 76 man for a safety is pretty good. 76 catching as well. 76 pursuit, 90 speed. I like it. I really do. And that's a good pick right there for our first pick. So here we go at pick 29 now in the 1st round. And let's just see who is available for us. And it does look like our man just went off of the board. We just missed him. But let's look at our board, because I did add quite a few 1st round talent guys to the board. And I'm looking at a guy like even Brian Bradford. He's projected to go 5th round, but he is a 1st round talent, a mid-1st round talent at that. I mean, man, we did some good scouting with him. But I want to get some guys that are kind of projected to go high and that will go high. And I'm looking at these ends here. Bradley Williamson is 1. He is a 2nd round projection, a late 1st round talent, but he's 24 years old. So I do kind of want to stay away from that. But Bryant Ryan is pretty good, 22 years old. He has good power moves, good pursuit, good hit power, late 1st round talent. I like that. And let's just see if I have some other 1st round guys here. I did want to show you guys Dave Diamond. This will probably be our last pick. Just looking at him, this guy is a monster at fullback, a late 1st round talent, but he's undrafted. He's projected to go undrafted, so I'm gonna wait to get him probably with our last pick. But I know, I look at a guy like Bryant Ryan. I mean, honestly, he looks like the best defensive end right here at this position. And then also, where is he? Oh, Gilbert Clemens. He's pretty good too. He is a 1st round talent, and he is a late 1st round talent at 23 years old. I do need another defensive tackle. Right now, Sean Chapman is holding down that spot. I just need to add some depth there. And then some other guys here like William Greer is a pretty good talent. Antoine Bradshaw is a good safety that I could possibly get here at early second-round talent. I don't know. I think I might go with the defensive end here just to add some more depth and just get some talent here. Let's just go to all available. Bradley Williamson is pretty good, but he's 24 years old. I don't know about getting a 24-year-old there, but Bryant Ryan looks like the pick to me, and he doesn't have the highest of speed, but I just need a guy that's going to dominate up front. That strength is going to be a problem because first in bench press. I like this pick. Let's just look at the guys around him. Jesus Valdez is pretty good, but look at his combine. He wasn't the most athletic in anything. He wasn't the highest graded guy in anything there. I'm going with Bryant Ryan. I think this is a safe pick. He is a first-round talent, second-round projection. Let's just go with him and see what happens. 70 overall, normal development. I was hoping for maybe a hidden dev trait guy here, but he ends up being good strength, good power moves, and good pursuit, and good hit power as well. So I'm not too mad at this pick. Not bad. 70 overall. We'll have some time to develop him. All right, so our next user pick was at round 3, pick 29, and I still do want to trade into the draft because, like I said, I did scout a lot of guys in like the 4th and 5th round projections that looked pretty good to me. Now let's go to our draft board, and I don't think there's any question here. Marlon Yarbrough is going to be the pick. And looking at the rest of the talent that we have here, we have a lot of good talent here that are projected to go in the later rounds. Like this guy, Dion Hemingway. Now, he is a 4th round projection, 2nd round talent, 21 years old. He is pretty good. I'm going to be looking to trade up, like I said, and I think that he might be a guy. Another guy I might even look to trade up and just make sure that a team isn't scouting him is Reed Watts. 23 years old. He is pretty athletic, and looking at him, hit power up there, tackling up there, pursuit up there, exactly what you want out of a middle linebacker. I mean, he is pretty good. But let's just end the shenanigans. Marlon Yarbrough is going to be the pick here. He had the 3rd fastest 40-yard dash in the combine, coming over from the Whitetails, and this is going to be fun to play with him now in Madden. And let's just see how he ends up being. And just so you know, I did not doctor ratings at all. I literally selected a random receiver, and I ended up selecting a really good projected guy. So let's go after him. 69 overall, normal dev. I was hoping for maybe a star dev there, but 92 speed isn't bad. The 3rd fastest receiver, 92 speed. They actually have a little bit slower in this draft, to be honest. It's catching at 74. Everything needs to go up quite a bit, but I'm not mad at this pick at the end of the 3rd round. A 69 overall guy. I like it. So I do trade into the 4th round. So now we have 2 4th round draft picks. I end up trading my backup guard who has yet to play a snap for us, and he's 32 years old. So I'm going to now have 3 picks in the 4th round. So I'm looking to just add overall talent. So now we go ahead to pick number 10 in the 4th round. And hopefully all of our guys are still here. And let's just look at our draft board to see who is. Wow, so it looks like our defensive tackles are both gone. So both of those guys are off the board. So we cannot waste any time with these picks right here. Joey Gales is going to be the pick here. I think he's our best rated guy, at least projection-wise, besides Dave Diamond. He's our highest skill point, or whatever you want to call it, talent level at 3rd round, and he's 22 years old. I really like this pick, and we do need to replace Samson Ebukam, and he ends up being 67 overall. I mean, hit power moves is all right. Strength is all right. Hit power is pretty good. I mean, it's all right. It's an all right pick. So now we have to move on to our 2nd pick here. So I guess that's what happens when you wait on those talented guys. The talent pool just takes a dip around the 4th or 5th round. So let's go to our draft board, and really, I mean, who I'm looking at here, Sean Lee. I would go after Sean Lee here in the 4th round. He's a 3rd round talent, B- play rec. Combine grade was 5.9. He is 21 years old too. I mean, it would be a good depth pick here, but I did just pick Ali Gray, and I'm looking at a guy like Reed Watts who is undrafted, and way above his draft projection. I think he might be a safe pick here. And then Wendell Gray, maybe I should double up on the pass rushing here. His hit power is B+. Let's just look to see what Reed Watts does. A- hit power. I kind of like Reed Watts as just like a depth guy and a guy that we can have to develop. He's actually huge, 5'11", 241. He can actually run pretty well. So let's go with Reed Watts. Hidden dev trade. There we go. There's another one, our second one of this draft. We're usually pretty good at drafting hidden dev trade guys. This is our first one. Maybe because he was undrafted, projected to go undrafted. 65 overall. We took him at 107, and he was number 120 in true talent. I think that's pretty good though if he was projected to go undrafted. Good speed, good tackling, good hit power, good pursuit. I like it. Play recognition is actually decent for a rookie as well, and I'm not mad at this at all. I like it. All right, so this is our last pick before the 6th round here, and that means we're not going to be picking for another whole round. We'll go past, so I got to go at talent here, and Sean Lee looks like the best talent, and Tucker Okonkwo is on the board, a 6th round talent though. And then looking at Kerryon Johnson, but we did just draft middle linebacker, and then Dave Diamond is still there. Man, he's a 1st round talent. I'm definitely looking to have some fullback sets. So I think with our next pick, if he is still there, we will go with Dave Diamond. Luckily, there are some other fullbacks still on the board as well. So if we don't get Dave Diamond, even though he is a diamond, what a name that is, Dave Diamond. I'm going to go with Sean Lee. Add some more talent to the board. He is his 3rd round talent. And also, he's 21 years old. He's going to have a lot of time to develop. Sean Lee is going to be the pick here. 67 overall, normal dev. I was hoping he would maybe be a hidden dev trait there. Nothing really too special, but he does have the youth, so we'll have some time to develop him. Not bad. All right, 2 more picks here, and I'm at the 6th round, pick number 1, and our next pick is 7th round, pick number 29, and that's a long time to wait. That's almost about 60 picks until we get to our next pick, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to go with Dave Diamond, and looking at him, he is a monster. A- trucking, B+ lead block. It will help our run game out. Like I said, we will be switching playbooks. I don't know what playbook I'm going with. I'll have to do some research. But let's go with the fullback, Dave Diamond from Tennessee. And he ends up being 70 overall. Not bad for a rookie. And lead block at 81. Not bad. 77 speed, 82 strength, 83 trucking. I like this pick, Dave Diamond. So looking at all players available here in the 7th round, pick 29, and not much to choose from. There's going to be a lot of undrafted free agents, and make sure to get your submissions in the community tab. I should have put that out by now. And let's just look at our draft board. And I'm just going to go after Tucker Okonkwo, I think, because Kelvin Westbrook will still be there. I think it's just doesn't matter what we pick here. And we can even see what other teams are willing to trade up to get right here, trade away our pick. Let's just review the offers. Let's see if a 6th or 5th round pick is offered for us. Okay, so there is a 6th round pick. Oakland next year. You know what? Let's actually just trade back into next draft, get a pick, and honestly, that'll be our draft. So we will trade back. So looking at our draft recap, Ali Gray gets picked at pick 16, 76 overall. He will likely be a starter day 1. Brian Ryan is going to be a good depth guy at defensive end. Marlon Yarbrough gets picked in the 3rd round, pick number 29. And honestly, I think we had a decent draft. It wasn't a great draft. And to be honest, this might be our worst draft because we've drafted well every single year. But Ali Gray might actually be maybe the best pick that we've had. I don't know, but I'm glad to get Yarbrough on the team. Welcome to the Lions now. It's going to be funny saying that. Well, good to know that our pick in the 1st round was the 2nd highest overall guy here, tied with 5 other people. Ali Gray, 76. Derek Swift, he's 75. And, you know, we're not that too far off from the number 1 pick. Gilbert Saunders was a defensive back, and he was 76 overall. So we did really good there. All right, Dave Diamond was the best pick in the 6th round by 5 overall, so that's pretty good. But one guy that got away from us was Brian Bradford, who I was just talking about getting. He ends up being normal dev, 72 overall. He goes over to the Cowboys, 89 strength, 78 block shed. Man, he would have been good to develop, 81 pursuit. We missed out on him, but what can you do? Our schedule for next season looks like this. We do open up versus the Buccaneers, so 4 straight road games. And it looks like we are playing the AFC West this year, so the Chiefs and the Broncos, we will play them. Then we will have 4 straight at home. So it looks like we will get a rematch with the Redskins at week 9 once again. And then we play a bunch of tough teams, the Saints, Bears, 49ers, and Bears again. Then we end the season, Vikings, Panthers, and Chargers. So we kind of have a hard schedule. A lot of these teams have good defenses, so we will need to come with our best offense forward in those games. So that will do it here in the off season. And just looking at our roster, I think we're pretty well rounded. Kerryon Johnson is now healthy now that we went through the off season, so he still could get traded, and I probably will sign another running back after that if I do that, but we'll see. I do kind of want to keep him for depth. We probably need to add a receiver or 2 just to get some depth there. Tight end looks pretty good right now. We have 5, and a couple of those guys will probably be on the practice squad. Our offensive line looks pretty good. Remember, we still have Ryan Lewis, who is our backup left guard, or Damian Lewis. What am I saying? Ryan Lewis. But he's actually pretty good, and he has some trade value at only 24 years old, and he's not a starter. So I could use him in a trade if I wanted to get like a bigger talent. I can maybe package him with Kerryon and maybe get a bigger defensive guy, maybe a big pass rusher. I tried it once with Ebukam. I just don't think he was a fit, but I want to give Shaq Barrett a chance as well and see how he can do on the defensive side of the ball. And then we did sign Anthony Hitchens, who I'm going to get some playing time. But one guy I've really been hiding here who's going to get playing time this year is Tyrell Sherman. He is an undrafted guy we had 2 seasons ago. He has good speed, but he can get after the pass. He can get after the quarterback. He's got 81 finesse moves, 76 block shed. He's pretty good and still only 22 years old. Cornerback, I think we're all right. I'll see how it goes the first couple of weeks, but Vincent McLeod is going to be the starter on the outside. Justin Coleman and Tim Jackson will both play in that nickel position, and then Tracy Walker at safety, and then the rookie Ali Gray will get the start, hidden dev, 22 years old. I'm excited to see him play. So that's going to do it here in this episode. Let me know what you guys think of the offseason. Hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I've been working hard for a minute. The ones who don't deserve it seem to be the ones that get it. The ones who speak the truth never get the recognition, but the ones that act foolish seem to get all the attention. It don't matter though, yeah. Hey, it don't even matter though. Nope. Hey, it don't even matter.